bucket list bands that you would like to see live. The question would have to be bands that are still together, reunited, or bands that I know will never get back together. That
never, ever
get back together. Citizens of Earth, welcome to Accelerativ Thrust. I'm Dan.
And I'm Erik.
You may notice that we left our last names out.
This time.
Yeah.
It was a nice change last time. It was cool.
Yeah, it was kind of like one of those things, you know?
Yeah, I wondered if more people were going to, be more interested knowing our last names or less. I was thinking someone might be like, oh, Eric Whitaker, I know that dude. This might be good. Or Eric Whitaker, I hate that dude. I'm not listening to this.
Or they might
go either way.
Or they might be like Dan or what?
Yeah, Dan or what?
Yeah, or what? Let's continue on.
Yeah. Well, do you want to review some music?
I'd like to review some music. I think that sounds like a very lovely task right now.
Cool.
Sweet.
Awesome. Or we can talk about something else for a while. I don't care.
Radical,
dude.
Maybe we should talk about surfing.
Surfing,
yeah.
You take your car to work.
I'll take my board.
And when you're out of new, I'm still alone.
It's a great song. Might be the best one.
Really? You think so? Okay, all right. Now let's talk about that. The Blue Album versus Pinkerton, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's going to be pretty much like for most people. It's safe to say that wherever into Weezer, that's going to be the that's just going to be the battle, right?
Yeah, probably.
So I'm sure that there are people out there that for some reason like another album as their favorite.
Yeah, maybe it was the first one they heard.
Exactly.
That happens.
Because I mean, they're a band that's been around forever, you know. So what is your favorite?
Weezer we're talking about here, folks.
We're talking about Weezer, yes.
In case you couldn't figure that out.
Yeah. But what is your top 3 songs off of each album?
All right, let me just look through them. Well, shit, man. Blue Album's got some good stuff. I really like The World Has Turned and Left Me Here.
Oh, man. So good.
I really like Surf Wax America.
So good.
And you know what? I really like My Name is Jonas, even though don't think it sounds like Weezer.
What?
I don't think, because it has finger-picked, almost acoustic guitar parts, and the song structure is way different than just your standard rock song. It's almost more like Toad the Wet Sprocket or something.
Well,
but I mean, I love it. Don't get me wrong. It doesn't sound like the rest of the album to me. That's all.
That's an interesting take.
Yeah, I love it.
Very interesting take.
Very interesting.
I love it too.
Yeah.
All right. So my 3 favorites are The World Has Turned and Left Me Here. I'm gonna have to go with Say It Ain't So. I don't care. It's a single. I never get sick of it.
Oh, I didn't know it was a single. It's a great song.
Yeah, Say It Ain't So. It's a single. It's a video. It got played probably about as much as Buddy Holly or the Sweater Song back in the day on MTV. And then I'm gonna have to say maybe my favorite Weezer song, period, is Only in Dreams.
It's a great song.
And it's also, in my opinion, one of the most epic album closers.
Yeah,
of all time.
I agree. And I might switch out My Name is Jonas with Holiday. Holiday's really good. Oh,
man, I forgot about that one.
The production's cool on that, too.
Also In the Garage.
Yeah.
Okay,
so
now
basically all the songs are our favorite songs.
Exactly. I mean, you can't go wrong with it. Now, I believe that Pinkerton still is as amazing as the Blue Album. However, I go back to the Blue Album more than I go back to Pinkerton these days.
These days, me too.
It doesn't mean that I necessarily like the Blue Album better than Pinkerton in my estimation, but I just go back to the Blue Album more. But Pinkerton still has some jams on it.
All of it's so good.
So for me, my three favorite songs, if I had to pick three, Tired of Sex, I think is just one of the best album openers ever. And it's all because of that 6 seconds of feedback in the beginning.
Yeah, and the Moog synthesizer.
Yeah, and then the Moog, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, and then now my next one that I love, I absolutely love this. It's another single, but obviously nothing off Pinkerton got as much radio play as the Blue Album, not even close. But The Good Life is just
good song,
amazing. And then once again, album closer, Butterfly.
Yeah, Butterfly is real good.
Just gorgeous, man. But again, that whole record is just phenomenal.
Yeah, it is. I'm looking at all the songs, like I can't even choose. Get You is awesome.
Amazing.
El Scorcho's a lot of fun.
Yeah, El Scorcho's great. I love the part where he's like, "You asked me to go to the Green Day concert."
You know, there is something else in that song too, where he says, "God damn you, half Japanese girls," which may have a little bit to do with our review today.
Come on, everybody, it's record time.
I see what you did there.
No, what we're talking about, though, is, we're going to be reviewing the new record by Jad Fair and Sam Locke Ward. Jad Fair, I think, is most well known for Half Japanese, but
I think that's a
lot of other stuff. So.
That's a fair assessment. He has just like Sam Locke Ward, he has a very prolific solo career too.
Worked with thousands of other musicians. Looks like,
right.
Teenage Fan Club is of note to me. I love them.
Oh, I didn't even know
Daniel
that.
Johnston's great. Yeah,
I knew that one. I've heard the Daniel Johnston Jad Fair project. Fantastic stuff.
But this one, he's working with Samuel Locke Ward from Iowa City. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, the record is called Pure Candy. And as far as I can tell, it was supposed to come out the 7th of March. Yes. But I don't see it on any of the streaming services. So maybe that was a kind of early release for a vinyl or something, I think. Yeah, does that sound right to you, Dan?
That's what I gathered too. Because it is just one of those things where they're releasing it on vinyl and then they're going to put it on the streaming services later.
But they were nice enough to share it with us.
Yes.
Early. And I got to say, it's pretty great.
It's fantastic, man. Sam Locke Ward, most of his stuff I'm a fan of. I mean, I haven't even begun to hear everything that he's released. I probably only really scratched the surface.
Yeah.
But everything I've heard, I've always been a fan of. But
for sure,
Jad Fair brings, and this is, it also must be said, this is actually his third album with Jad Fair.
Right. Yeah. Happy Hearts and Destroy All Monsters are previous albums they put out. And Destroy All Monsters is I really enjoy.
Fantastic. Yeah. And I like Happy Hearts too. I listen to both of them. They're fantastic. And Jad Fair and Sam Locke Ward, they just seem like they kind of go together like, I don't know, peanut butter and jelly or something. Because peanut butter and jelly is delicious in case nobody else knows.
Yeah, they do go together well.
They go together very well. But no, it seems like they're perfect for each other's sound.
Yeah, I think so too.
Play off each other very, very well. There's a quirkiness and weirdness in their own way, but they also both embrace pop song. I don't want to say structures, but aesthetics, I think is maybe.
I agree too. Yeah. I honestly thought that this was sort of like a twee power pop kind of sound.
Perfect.
You know what I mean?
Description.
Like the guitars are very present. They're not afraid to be rocking out on this album at all. But the songs are really, I don't know. I don't think they're boisterous. I think that the songs are very sweet. And but the music has some teeth to it sometimes. And I think it works really well. It's a nice juxtaposition because this album is so sweet and fun and uplifting and cute, and it's almost like saccharine. It's almost too sweet, but there's just enough dissonance and weirdness, and the delivery on the vocals by Jad Fair mostly, they're kind of stilted and disjointed enough that it is sort of off kilter. And to me, the thing that reminded me of the most was the Martin Rev album, See Me Ridin', because that album also is so sweet. You just cannot believe it. It's just like, these songs are too cute. They're all about love and your heart and being happy. And it's just like, oh my God, like this is a lot to take in. But when there is that sort of dissonant weirdness to it, it makes it really a fun experience.
I think, Jad Fair does most of the vocals on the record. And one of the things that I think is really cool is that a lot of times he kind of goes between like this sort of spoken word, like it almost gives like the feeling of like reading off of like gift cards or something. And and he does this like singing as well that is kind of off kilter.
Yeah.
But then in the background, a lot of times Sam will kind of harmonize over that with his vocals, which like Sam kind of does a lot of things with his voice. But for the most part, he kind of has like almost like this sort of baritone. I don't know exactly how to put it, but he definitely is sort of in the same camp as somebody like Stephen Merritt from the Magnetic Fields for me a lot of times, Yeah. And then the guitars, like you mentioned, Erik, they get really heavy. I mean, there are times where it literally like the distortion is like mind melting. It gets really, really heavy. But then there's all these like bass, drums, synths, keyboards. I think there's an organ in there somewhere, some horns.
Yeah, maybe an accordion or a chord or air organ. And you know what? I had a little trouble downloading this and getting all the files and everything. And so, Sam, if you sent me the personnel listing on this and who did what, I'm really sorry, but I didn't see it. So, but I will say all the performances are really amazing. I really enjoyed the bass. I loved how it sort of carried the vocal melody a lot of the time, even if the vocals weren't, And all the playing is just so good. But I wasn't able to see who worked on it. So sorry about that.
Yeah. It's got its kind of own quirkiness and oddballness to it, but which is great because I love weird music. But it's also just like you've said, it's strangely catchy and, lyrically, also, like you said, Erik, it's just very wholesome. It's like, it doesn't try to be anything. Like it doesn't really sound like it's like he's really expressing his true feelings about love and relationships and all these things. And like you said, it's just very sweet. It's almost like he's talking to a girl that he just fell in love with, like for real or something.
I think that too. Yeah. It also felt to me like almost like a self-esteem, self-help tape.
That too.
You know what I mean? Like where someone is, like saying, you are a positive person. You have people who love you, and like like a really direct, like to your subconscious, almost like self-help element to it, which is great. I loved it. I used it. I was like, you know what? I'm going to let myself feel these things that he's talking about, And at one point they say something about spring is here or something. And I was like, you know what? This is going to be my spring record because it's good. It feels good. It makes you happy. And I don't listen to much music like that.
It's weirdly uplifting, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
And it's great. And honestly, I think the name Pure Candy is like perfect for it because that's exactly what this is. It's like ear candy,
Yeah. I really enjoyed it. I think it's endlessly interesting, but also a really kind of self-contained feeling and emotion and sound that they were going for.
Another thing too that I think it really kind of embraces too is I don't know, like oldies music or something. Like it kind of has that I can't put my finger on exactly what I'm trying to say.
I felt like the 60s element was sort of the bubblegum pop.
Yeah.
Like the Archies, things like that.
There you go. That's I guess I was trying to, that's actually a perfect example right there is the Archies. Overall, what I would describe this record, if to somebody who hasn't heard it yet, I would say it kind of is like somewhere between like Daniel Johnston and Dinosaur Jr. Or something.
Yeah, I think that's great. Yeah.
Or like even like, I don't know, Nirvana and Danielson Family and I don't know, some other thing, it had like kind of a Ween vibe to it sometimes. Samuel Locke Ward and Jad Fair, Pure Candy. If you're a fan of like noisy punk and like catchy twee pop type stuff.
Yeah.
I think this is the record for you.
I think so too. In my notes, I put recommended if you like being happy. But that's if you like being happy, you'll really like it. But no, it does have a certain vibe to it. I think vocally, especially, I had Daniel Johnston and Jonathan Richman.
Yeah, for sure.
That kind of stuff. But there's so many things that recommended if you would like this. But it definitely has its own sound and its own motivations. And I think I don't know, it was just really a fun listen. I can't really suggest it more to people. Honestly. No, there was nothing in it that took me out of it. You know what I mean? Like Absolutely. Almost every album has something in it that takes you out of the music. This one wasn't. I was just immersed in this bright light. It was almost an out-of-body experience.
Yeah.
It was amazing, though. It really is.
No, I agree with you, though. There's a surrealism to it that really just sort of almost entrances you, and almost, if you close your eyes, you feel like you're floating if you're listening to it.
Yeah, there's our review. You feel like you're floating when you listen to it.
Feel like you're floating when you're listening.
Well, this is a time for a brand new day, and this is a time for a brand new way. And if I'm not mistaken, and I don't think I am, this is a time for us. This is a time for celebration, and this is a time for jubilation, a time for hope, and what's more, a time for fulfillment. Well, this is a time for don't give up. This is a time for you can do it, I know you can. For this is a brand new day, and this day is ours. This is a time of happiness, wonderment, and most of all, this is a time for love.
To be said that both of these artists, Sam Locke Ward and Jad Fair, it's amazing to me how much they put stuff out. I mean,
yeah, for sure,
it's phenomenal. Like, I mean, it seems to me like Sam's been putting out like, I don't know, at least 2 or 3 albums a year, if not very many more, since probably 2008 or something.
I don't know. There's so many.
It's like you can go to his Bandcamp, and there's stuff on Bandcamp that's not even on his Spotify, and things like that. It's just I mean, he's been in so many projects. And then Jad Fair, same. I mean, you go to his Spotify, and there's so many albums that he's put out, and it seems like they're kind of, I guess what I was sort of looking for, the term I was kind of searching for earlier was kindred spirits.
I
as opposed to peanut butter and jelly. Of course, you have to put the food references in somewhere because that's also what this podcast is about.
Right. And we hardly ever talk about spirits.
You know, they call like bad calls and bad emails spam, right?
Yeah.
It would be a lot more attractive if they really wanted you to like, you know, because a lot of the people that are sending you spam are scam artists, right? And if they really want you to listen to their call or check their email, it might be more attractive if it was like potential peanut butter and jelly instead of potential spam. Because who wants to eat spam? Well, like when people are hungry, is spam really the first thing they go for? No, peanut butter and jelly is way more attractive. I mean, unless you have.
What about peanut butter, jelly, and spam? Might be good. People put peanut butter on hot dogs. Pretty similar. Sure. Right?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, wait, peanut butter and jelly and a hot dog? Who does that?
Well, I don't know about the jelly, but I've heard of peanut butter.
Oh, well, I've heard of peanut butter burgers. So, yeah, I guess that makes sense. Peanut butter and mayonnaise burgers. There's a place in Muscatine, Boonies on the Avenue. It used to be Tailgaters. They have a peanut butter and mayonnaise burger, or they did.
Wow.
And I'm not the person who's going to be ordering that, but who knows? Might be good.
Who knows? Not me.
Might be good.
I never lost control. Sorry. I got that thing where I can't stop. I can't stop singing songs all day, every day, nonstop.
Secrets.
Oh, man.
Secrets.
So also, though, we should mention that this weekend upcoming is Mission Creek. We touched upon that last week, but Sam Lockwood's going to be playing at 2:45 p.m. at the Trumpet Blossom. So that's going to be awesome with the Good Habits and Slacker.
Ooh,
yeah, I know, right?
That's even better. You know, it is awesome. There's a lot of cool stuff. Like Kim Gordon's going to be. I think she's going to be doing
music now.
Is that going to be? It's music now. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, is that because what was it? Julian Baker had to drop out or something?
Right. Yep.
Okay. Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
So
and
then
Mannequin Pussy and Ray Kwan and oh man, there's a lot of really, really cool stuff here. So, which we did talk about this.
We did. We talked about what we were excited about, and then we've talked about some other things. So I think we'll just this time talk about just regular random things we've been listening to. Yeah. So what have you been listening to this week?
So I finally got around to listening to, and this is kind of a long time coming because this has been out for a while, but the official full length from Feel Free Hi-Fi.
Oh, okay.
It's called I Was So Far In, I Was Out. Came out in 2024. It's really some interesting stuff. I think it would be right up your alley, I think.
Nice.
It's very industrial influence. And at times it almost reminds me of like, I don't know, Throbbing Gristle meets like the sort of dub stuff that you would kind of expect from Feel Free Hi-Fi, but yet they got their own thing going on. You know what I mean? Like, and so I can't really put my finger on it, but it's really, really good stuff. Finally listened to that new Haploid record that came out. Oh, yeah. Phenomenal stuff.
Really good. Yeah.
I've actually been listening to quite a bit of old Samuel Locke Ward that I haven't listened to.
Nice. Yeah.
After listening to this, I really, really like that album Double Nightmare that he did.
Yeah.
I really like Barely Regal Beagles. That's got a really great song on it called Hey Well Dressed Brothers. And also another one called Church of the Bloated Man. So I've been digging that. And I've been listening to quite a bit of Guided by Voices this week, particularly the album Propeller. I don't know. I've kind of been a little on the, down low. There hasn't really. Oh, Aqueduct. This band called Aqueduct, which that's a revisitation. I used to listen to them quite a bit around the late 2000s. But they have a record called I Sold Gold. And yeah, it's just really really good stuff. It's kind of like Mates of State with a more with like a deeper voice. So yeah, that's kind of been what my what I've been listening to lately.
Yeah, I have been listening to a lot of Kraftwerk because I was going to go see them. Mostly Computer World, which is, in my opinion, the best one. Let's see. And then I kind of got way back into like industrial and dark ambient stuff. And I was kind of like listening to some of the people that started it, I guess, or early examples of it. So Brighter Death Now, they're self-titled. And this record called Aghast, and it's self-titled. It's mind-blowing, like seriously insane. I've been listening to Psychic TV, mostly Force the Hand of Chance. But yeah, so a lot of just that death, industrial, dark, ambient, ritualistic, depressing, violent stuff, you know. But as we were talking, I'm serious. It came up on my phone. Backwash just put out a new record, so I'm very stoked about that.
Cool.
One of my favorite artists of the last few years. And then Perfume Genius just came out with a new one as well, like a couple days ago. So I'm pretty sure for the next week, those two are going to be on pretty heavy rotation.
Gotta be checking those out. Heck yeah, man. Heck
for sure.
Yeah, nice. You got a whole week's worth of listening to do there.
Yeah. You should check out that Aghast album. I don't know if you'd like it.
I'll definitely check it out.
I think it's good.
Yeah. I'll definitely check it out. Aghast. What's the name of the record again?
Hexery der Finsternis.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I thought it was self-titled, but no, it's a very long title.
I like the cover.
Yeah, it's pretty cool stuff. I was really surprised by it. So yeah. Anyway, cool. Nice. Well, I guess Mission Creek's coming up. Everyone should go.
Yep.
I don't think you can get single show passes, but I think you can get single day passes. Or you can get the entire thing if you're feeling it. It does really encourage you to go to things you otherwise wouldn't.
Sure.
Who cares? You know?
Absolutely.
You can just hit up everything, and if you don't like it, just go somewhere else. See what someone else is doing. So, yeah, it's a great time in town. It's fun. And I hope I get to see everyone out there. Hey, if I do see you out there, say hi.
Yeah, say hello.
It means a lot. It really does. I want to feel part of my community, you know? Like but I am kind of socially awkward, and so I may not come up to you and say hi. But you know, maybe we could share a glance, and then maybe like a head lift, that move, like, oh hey, I know you. And then if we do that, then maybe we could walk towards each other and then say, oh hey, how you been, or something like that. I think that'd be fun. So
sure. Absolutely.
Not to tell people what to do. But.
Everything that Erik just said, if I do find my way into Iowa City this weekend, same goes for me.
Yeah.
Give me a head nod.
Yeah.
And in fact, most likely, if me and Erik are going to be at the same show, we'll probably be standing next to each other a lot of the time.
Yeah, we'll see.
So you'll be at one end of the room and I'll be at the other end.
Yeah, we'll be at the show together on Zoom.
Well, this is no
from across the room.
Like you're going to bring your laptop to the show. All right, Accelerativ Thrust podcast.
Yeah, and the video off. We don't want to see each other.
Right. Speaking of the Accelerativ Thrust podcast, if you would like to, send us a message, accelerativ.thrust@gmail.com with no V at the end of accelerative.
No or, E.
Or no E. Did I say no N?
I thought you said no V.
Oh, I said no V. Okay, no E. No E at the end of accelerative.
No E.
No E. And then also if you want to message us through Instagram, you certainly can do that. And yeah, just let us know your thoughts or any bands that you may want us to cover or albums that you may want us to cover. Anything.
Anything.
Yeah.
Nice.
And anything. Just let us know anything. So
yeah.
I think now would be a I think that now calls for the bye, doesn't it?
Yeah. I like how our show naturally, organically just peters out, and we know it's the end of the show.
Yeah, we're just like, you know what? That does it. Okay, bye.
Bye.